Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Today's video is all about organization. I thought I'd come to you with a really quick video about being organized. I have always been someone who's really obsessed with organization. I really love a great planner. So I have a few of my old planners. I was in my childhood bedroom and I got to see a few of them. So I'll tell you my really weird motivation for having a planner. I used to watch episodes of CSI and the cops would always ask people, where were you on this night at this time? And I never knew the answer for myself. Like, oh my goodness, where was I? The only thing I know is like where I was when Michael Jackson died. I was here at home. Anyway, but there are lots of different things that I have no idea where I was or what I was doing at that time. So I started making a habit of keeping a very detailed planner so I can actually recall where I was, what I was doing, just to kind of keep track. In the past 4 years, I've had 3 different types of jobs, and each of those jobs had different organizational needs. I'm gonna go through all of the planners so you can see some of the features and see some of the things that I thought were really important in being organized. This is a 2013 Avalon planner. I would do all my lesson planning with this planner here. You can see from flipping through, I don't know if you can see it, I have all kinds of papers coming out of this planner. That's because I used a lot of sticky notes when it came to this planner. Some highlights, if you're ever looking at an Avalon planner, this one had some important dates here, had a North American time zone map, which you might actually need now that I'm on a different coast than the rest of my family and friends. It's actually quite helpful. Common misspelled words, really helpful. A year planner, you can see a year at a glance. You can also see the month at the glance. All of the calendar months are at the front. The really terrible thing to me about this planner was it was in 15-minute increments. I don't know if anyone has ever tried to plan in 15-minute increments. It kind of makes you insane. So I was a teacher and I had large teaching blocks, so I couldn't say, in 15 minutes I'm doing this, in 15 minutes I'm doing that, because even though I was planning, my teaching session might have gone completely different. So this was my first planner. I love the aesthetic of this planner, but the 15-minute increments kind of drove me up the wall. So goodbye to that planner. This is a 4A planner. This planner was actually the planner that was my transition from teaching into my transition to graduate school. So this planner did quite a lot. Once again, I have all kinds of napkins. So I'm a creative thinker. That's the way I process things. I have to write it out. I need lots of sticky notes. Here are some things I loved about this planner. When you first start this planner at the beginning of the month, there's a to-do list section for each month. There's some notes here. There's some months at a glance. So they want you to look very holistically at the month. And then right after that, you have the increments. This planner had everything in hourly increments, but there was enough space if you had to do half hours. Hourly increments seem to work pretty well for me. I still have sticky notes there because that's apparently what I like to do. And I use this thing very thoroughly. So this was graduate school. I kept track of things like when I made payments to places, when I had to, go to different festivals, went to a lot of events. So I was very active going out and trying new things. I was more so using this planner like a scrapbook, so I could go back and look at what I did on this day. So I will say that I used this 4A planner much like it was intended. I really liked the way that it looked. It wasn't quite what I was looking for. Close, almost there. I was using a lot of sticky notes that I was adding to the planner, so it wasn't quite a perfect fit. So here's a 4A planner, not exactly what I was looking for. This is a planner that I actually made by myself. I thought about all the things that I loved about planners in the past and all the things that I wish it had, and I combined them all. I think I went to Walmart, and Walmart had these little leaflets that you can make your own planner, and I actually got it bound at a printing shop. I have my nonprofit style lottery on the top as a sticker because this year was really all about style lottery. It was all about building this brand and building the right partnerships. A lot of aspirational thinking was happening. So I have a little folder here, a clear folder, once again full of notebook paper and all kinds of different stuff there. I tried something a little bit different. I tried to see what would happen if I planned without any kind of hourly restriction. So there is no timing there, just the days of the week. And the days of the week just have entire blocks where I could just write. So I did a lot of that. And I used it more like notes to myself. I had a calendar here. The calendar had special events, things that I had to do. I filled up the calendar, so I'm a big fan of calendars. You still see some sticky notes, but not as many. Favorite part about this planner that I made for myself is the back section. The back section is actually not a planner at all. It's just a notebook. And the notebook has things like I wrote out my 5-year professional goals. I have things like be a speaker at conferences, check. Work in diversity, check. Be a strategist, working on it. So all kinds of different things there. Go to Copenhagen is on there. I definitely went to Copenhagen on a solo trip. That's amazing. A lot of the aspirations that I have, writing it down is really powerful to me. I end up doing a lot of the things that I write down because I've made an intention to do them. All kinds of different things here. I would have a lot of business meetings, a lot of meetings with mentors, and so I took a lot of notes here. So I really liked that there was so much notebook paper at the back to be able to do that. This planner was a little bit closer to what I wanted, but as you can see, I was making a lot of edits, so it wasn't quite right. I think one more try and I might just get it right. Then I discovered the Passion Planner. As you can hear from my excitement, I love, love, love the Passion Planner. This is the planner that actually gave me everything that I was looking for and much more. I found the Passion Planner when I was looking online. They had a Kickstarter, and the founder had this really great story about how she moved home and she started a business. She wanted to encourage other millennials like herself. So I invested in the Passion Planner. Little did I know I would become a super fan of this product. I just really love telling people about it. One of my favorite things about it is that just about the first page or so, the first usable page is something called a passion roadmap. The passion roadmap has you list out your goals, the things that you would like to do in 4 different areas. The first area, things you'd like to do in 3 months' time. Things you'd like to do in 1 year's time, things you'd like to do in 3 years, and fourthly, the things you'd like to do in a lifetime. So it has you actually put them out on a piece of paper. Once again, for someone who's a big dreamer like me, I have a lot of really big goals for me, and having a 3-month mark helps me be accountable and think about what's the most immediate thing that I can do today. Then the page right next to it has you go through your passion plan. What are the things that you would like to do? And it has you actually list out doable steps, action items that you're going to work on. This first planner that I got was a dated planner. I've since switched to an undated planner, and I'll tell you why. I really believe in taking time to just unplug. There are days where you don't actually have to plan. I do this a lot when I go home on vacation. I will not bring my planner with me because there are just days where I say, I'm not gonna do any kind of work. I'm only gonna use this for family and friends, so there's no need for me to actually officially plan anything. So when you have an undated planner, if you skip a week or 2, it's not a big deal because it's not dated. You can just pick up where you left off. There are a couple different options for the Passion Planner. You can have a week that starts on a Sunday. You can have a week that starts on a Monday. So Monday is the first. Every week they'll ask you to think about your week's focus. And for each day of the week, you have a focus for the day. I think it's very helpful to be very intentional and mindful about the things that you're gonna do. Then there's a little box that says good things that happen. And it helps you with gratitude. I used to have a gratitude journal, which I sort of kind of use, but this has taken a lot of that. And then right after that, underneath it, there's usually a quote. Because I love to-do lists and I was always searching for one, I love this fact about the Passion Planner. There are 2 different types of to-do lists. There's a personal to-do list and there's a work to-do list. It's essential for someone who has a 9 to 5 as well as a passion project. You can actually separate the 2 to-do lists. There is a section that says top priority, and errands that you have to run. It's really important to triage all the things that you have to do. If you just put them all down on the page, you don't know what thing to do first. But this helps you really prioritize. And there's a space to take notes and do all the doodles. This section really helps me to minimize on the sticky notes that I have. There's nothing wrong with sticky notes, but I really like being able to take my planner and not have too many pages and sticky notes kind of hanging out. I like a planner that has all the things that I need all in one. As a deeply reflective person, I really love the monthly reflection section. It has you ask a few questions. Number 1, from the scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel about this past month? What was the most memorable part of the month? What are the biggest lessons that you got? It has you reflect on how you used your time. Did you use it wisely? How are you different from the past month? What are you especially grateful for? Who are you especially grateful for? And then what are 3 things that you can improve on moving forward? I mean, come on, that's a lot. Those are a lot of really great things to reflect about. So this has replaced for me a lot of my journaling because I can do it right here in the same planner. When you're finished with the Passion Planner, in the back they have some online pages and they also have some grid pages depending on what it is that you'd like to do. In one of my other Passion Planners, I use the grid pages to track some of my habits to see if I was getting better at it, like leaving to work on time or packing my lunch. I use my blank pages for all sorts of things. Like, I have one page that says 32 ways to fall back in love with your life. Travel more often, make room for surprises, make friends with your body, seek out mentors, be receptive to change, let laughter be a priority. These are usually just snippets that I get from articles that I read along the way, and I keep them in a passion planner. So the search is over. I have found the ideal planner. I love, love, love this planner. It is one of my go-to gifts. I think it's a very inspiring planner for those who are hoping to do big things in their life. It helps you actually form a roadmap to think about how to get there. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.